Hi there everybody, it is of course the great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, back on the camera again one more time for another delightful tarot show. It's great to be here, but I do have a big apology to make. I did shoot a tarot show which is supposed to be the 3rd of Advent, which is the one that's supposed to come before Christmas week. Unfortunately, the file did not come out on any of the sites that I uploaded it to, and I didn't double check to make sure it had come out, and I've gone and erased the original file. So if you did submit an inquiry for that particular week and it hasn't yet been addressed, then please do feel free to submit another inquiry. If you're very lucky, I might get, a trip up over my own feet and deal with your inquiries twice, so you might get a bit of extra benefit, who knows. But either way, I do apologize for that. Normal service is to be resumed, so long as everything goes according to plan my end. In the meantime, you know the email address to send your request to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com. For those who are new to this channel and new to what I do here, I am a professional tarot reader. No, that's a service I do for a living. Alright, I don't do it for free, I do it for a living. The only time when you can get my support for any of your problems for free is here in this tarot show. Okay? And that's unfortunately the way it has to work, but at least it's here. At least the tarot show is here, so you can ask questions and I can provide the answers, and then basically everything can start working out according to plan for everybody else, one step at a time. Okay, if you want to catch me for a live, totally, one-on-one reading with nobody else listening in and all the rest of that, get straight on the phone. UK callers can call me on the kumar.co.uk service. My PIN is 2483. And American and British callers can catch me via the keen.com and liveperson.com links, which are going to be in the information box below. Remember, this is my job, okay? It's not, I don't cast my pearls before swine and provide people with lots of lovely therapeutic assistance, basically for not getting anything back, if you get my drift. So, that's the way it is. There's no such thing as a free lunch, and my lunches, even though they're very cheap, they certainly aren't free. But let's get straight on with the first inquiry of today. Firstly, we got Chocolate Thunder. This because we got 2 inquiries coming through on the YouTube channel. Please do try and submit them via email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com and not on the YouTube account, please, just because I want to make sure this goes out to a wider audience. So, you want to see how the rest of your life is going to start panning out? Well, we'll have a quick look and see basically what the reading says, one step at a time, great and glorious, thoroughly, dogged Book of Thoth Tarot. I love it. I've still got to upgrade it, but I still love it. Here we go. I've shuffled thoroughly, and this is what I've got here. Now, you said that if something bad came out, you wanted me just to tell you straight away. Then you could take it. Well, I can show you what's come out, and that's all I can do. And if you've got a background in tarot, you'll know what this is basically trying to convey. The short-term future, bit of lack of progress over the next 2 or 3 months. You may still be in this sort of stuck or stagnant state where there isn't all that much in the way of progress. But the feeling will not be there forever. The energy of the rest of the reading is that of a developing situation, and moving slowly out of a dark emotional space with the help of doing the next right thing. Okay, to bring you to the point whereby you're going to be much more content with life itself. The short-term future after the immediate future, that's more about healing, healing time. That's repair and real clarity of mind. I'm seeing that in the springtime, May, June. So that's spring to summertime, I suppose, with a feeling of getting yourself back on track by then. So something you'll be doing during the shorter term future will actually set you on track for the rest of your life, to the point whereby we've actually got signs relating to love, you getting what you want from your life, and a feeling of self-actualization. So that's a bit of a story, but it's a story of change. It's not a story of things staying the same. And as a result of that, I think you've actually got things to look forward to. You just don't know what they are yet, but they're out there. Okay, Barbara M. You've got a curiosity about this house ownership thing which is coming up for you. Let's have a quick look and see what the reading says about that. Here we go. Bear with me a second, please. Still using my traditional method, one step at a time. Obviously, if you can't see my hands, I'm probably going to be shuffling like crazy because I want to make sure it's all like nice and random and the rest of it. Here we go. Right. I see this in a positive light. It's just a simple 4-card reading because basically you've only really got one major question to see whether it's actually going to happen, it's actually going to go okay. Here we go. Start from the beginning. Right now, I think you need to try and keep yourself calm. The signs of the Nine of Staves essentially communicates to me about trying to maintain balance. That's why you've got a sun and moon symbol on it. Okay, one is the sun is the positive action, aggression, and also nourishing and nurturing, whereas the moon is perception, contemplation, and learning when to stand back. So you've got to know when to actually be involved in a situation and know when to stand back from a situation. And I think that because it's rather political at the moment, it's hard to try and find the right way, but you're going to manage it somehow. The Prince of Discs essentially is talking about a form of new stability, but it does talk about travel as well. So that means moving to a new location, but being an Earth card, and that also deals with property. Why would that be coming out as your second card if this is not actually related to getting the house move sorted out and actually getting yourself in the right direction? I mean, my feeling there is that, yeah, there is some good stuff around the corner for you, and this could manifest in a very real sense. So it's been something you've been hoping for, working up for a time. It's been rather difficult. You want to try and get things just about right. And then settling down to be able to look after yourself and those around you with a feeling of success and achievement and celebration. I mean, it's another one which is painting a picture of a story of progress. You're still struggling at the moment, but you're going to get there basically. And so yes, you will be able to get the house move sorted out, and it's going to be nice. Hi, Sean. No, I'm not going to read about how long you're going to live. I'm not going to read about health because I'm not allowed to. This is a legally regulated service. There are some people in the world who step outside of that, okay, who step outside of the boundaries that we've been given within this industry, but I don't, alright? But if you're concerned about your health, I'm sure there's other things you can do to make sure you can be healthier, such as exercise, diet, nutritional controls, making sure you sleep well at night, and looking after yourself on lots of other different levels. But let's have a quick look and see what the reading says about the other issue, namely a change in your love status. Okay, well, I don't know whether the word change is actually appropriate here, but you know, we've got two female energies around you. We got the Princess of Wands and we got the Princess of Cups. So these are both female energies who rank at the same level, so to speak. That's why they're both princess cards. But they're of different energy. One is of water, one is of fire. One is a little more forward, the other one is a little bit more passive. Maybe the one who's a little bit more passive could actually be the one who's got a better mix with yourself at the moment. The feeling I'm getting associated with the combination of the two is that you will have to make a decision whether you want a fire person or whether you want a water person in your life. So that's something you've got to make up your mind about, basically speaking. But the energy in the longer term future will have to be about choosing and settling. I mean, there is a bit of a sense that with one of them you can be happy so long as you ignore all the fine details, okay? But with the other one you can be happy so long as everything is formalized and structured, including on all the fine details. So with both relationships that I'm perceiving here for you, there will be some issues. So I'm now questioning the reading as to whether these two individuals are actually necessarily the right ones for you, and there isn't somebody else around the corner who may be of interest to yourself. I would say keep your scanners peeled, and you don't have to make up your mind today. This reading is not talking about a particular singular decision. It's suggesting that there is two decisions in the here and now which you could be making of the individuals around you. Maybe one of them you're closer to than the other. Don't make up your mind just yet, but I would say that this doesn't feel perfect from my point of view, so maybe there is somebody else around you who's going to be a little more your sort of thing. Okay, Pam L, you were looking into finances and career improving. As far as, you know, the new year is concerned, obviously we're in January now, so we'll look out over the rest of the year and see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies and all the rest of that is going to appear for you. Still shuffling like crazy, as I'm sure you can tell. There we go. Traditional fortune teller shuffle, which means that You turn the cards once in a while, so some end up upright, some end up reversed, and to the mind of the reader, that's supposed to say some people add to the extra meaning. Alright, now some people do it, some people don't, that's entirely up to them, everyone does it in slightly different ways. There isn't any singular method, okay, so just be open to different ways that different people do these things. But you're purely interested in finances and career. Let's have a quick look. Strangely enough, the reading's not telling me about that, but the reading is telling me about getting more knowledge and information. Almost as if you are going to have your financial stability because there's no signs of tragedy, but you're going to use this one particular year as a springboard to get yourself further. The principal signs we've got here, and I'll show it to you, okay? I mean, this is the precise spread which just came out straight in front of me, alright? Is very much to do with air and fire. We have stave signs, and we have sword signs. Now, air and fire signs can often mean something of an academic nature. The Princess of Swords is speaking about defense, or defending yourself. So what are you trying to defend yourself from? I get the feeling it's a longer term future. You want to arm yourself against serious difficulties later on down the line. So you're not just inquiring as to whether you're going to end up on a stepping stone. You don't just want to be on a stepping stone and think, oh, I'm okay now, but there's still tons of water rushing around me all the time, okay? It's fire and air signs, not earth and water. So you're currently there, you're currently above the earth and the water, you're on the stepping stone maybe. But you don't just want to stay there. You want to try and defend yourself against the possibility of having to stay there. So the energy is very positive, I would say, because it's all to do with thinking about where you are, being proud of the fact that you are elevated above the currents and above the dross. But I think that from your current point of view, you're looking down at other things you need to do to get to the other side. And on the strength of this reading, it's a question of finding new ways of doing it. So yes, gaining experience will help, but also gaining a bit of education as well that other people will respect will help as well. Okay, Annette, one more time, I will not cover the issue of health. Okay, and I don't value tarot readers who do cover the issue of health, so essentially that's got to be thrown out of the question. No medical questions, please. No childbirth questions, no questions about death or destruction or whatever, just don't do it. But you want the chronological spread about nearly everything else in your life. And just for you, I will cook up a quick Celtic cross. And we'll see what kind of things is coming through for you. Now, it's quite abnormal for me to do a general reading. I don't like doing general readings, but your message was expressed with such a level of anxiety, that you really made me think, okay, well, we need to do something a little more profound here. So here we go. Right. I'll just show you the cards quickly and we'll see where we can go from here. Bear with me a second, please. Right, this is still the Celtic cross spread. I know it's all a bit scrunched up because I haven't really made enough space on my desk and I've got all the crud of all the stuff that I've been dealing with during my daily life strewn all about here, but on the other hand that just shows, just what I am. I'm a very busy individual, got fingers in lots of pies, lots of things to do. Okay, the energy around you in the here and now, there's obviously signs of worry and concern, but you're a very down-to-earth individual. Your inner character is very practical and you want to try and do things to bring about practical change for yourself. You're anticipating and are aware of struggle and strife of various different forms around you, and I think that holds you back and makes you feel pretty unhappy. But that's what you're aware of in the here and now, with no sense of that being expressed in the future part of the reading. Just like on a previous reading we've had today, anticipation of the future is that of healing and repair, a promise that the negativity of the past will not return again. Don't know whether you can see that, that's a rainbow image. And tarot is based upon the Bible. Tarot is based upon Christianity, okay? What does a rainbow symbol mean in biblical mythology? Think about it. That's right, it's a promise that the evils of the past will never be repeated ever again. Okay, so this is the message for your life. What's the energy of the cards around here? All dark, all gloomy, very down to earth, because you're worried about just living day to day, payment to payment, okay? And with a sense of struggle and strife. And the reflection upon the past, well, there may have been a happier time. It didn't seem to last all that long, because something bad has come your way and knocked you back a bit further. Alright, so progression here, short term, mid term, long term, future. Still undoing signs of, undoing forms of disappointment there. That's why the card is reversed, because it's talking about undoing in this particular case, because it's taking its energy from the anticipation of the future parts of the reading card, if you get my drift, or your budding tarot readers out there. See how the energy of the whole spread, the story of the whole spread, is basically portraying itself. And just like in ancient Greece, they used to do their mystery plays. They'd start it at dawn, they'd finish it at dusk. They'd use the light of the day to express the story. Well, this is the same thing, but in smaller scale, and we're using the light of the colours of the reading itself to express the story. Alright, medium-term future, a feeling of something miraculous occurring. And then, of course, yourself being portrayed unexpectedly, because that's what that part of the reading is about, the unexpected signs. It's a very strong, powerful, almost military character capable of achieving great stuff for yourself, and then bringing about new forms of peace and tranquility in your life. Now, one thing that was quite curious about this reading, whilst I was shuffling, this card sort of like got in with the mix. And as you can see, it's labelled as defeat. It's the Five of Swords there. It's quite a gloomy card. Why would that be hiding underneath the card, which is essentially symbolising yourself as being a very victorious and powerful individual? It's a question of what you will be defeating. Alright? It's just like the image that you would see etched on some medieval fonts in churches, of a female character with her foot on the head of a serpent. Okay, that's controlling negativity, making negativities work for you. Maybe even using your resentfulness and bitterness you've got from the past as a motivating factor, which basically makes you want to help bring about this time whereby all of the negativity of the past is not going to return to you. That's what I'm seeing for you today. Okay, David A. You wanted me to see whether you're going to get yourself a new relationship because you've had a fair few bad ones in the past. Okay, well, we'll have a quick look. All I can do is tell you what I can see, okay? And I'm not going to guarantee 110% accuracy, because I think that's a bit wrong. Some people do turn around and say, I am the one who knows everything, I am the all-powerful one, you must do as I say because I am powerful. I think the people who do that are a bit naughty, to be quite honest. There's lots of people in this industry, in this world, who I actually disagree with very strongly. Because they say that some things are evil when they're not, and they say that some things are bad when they're not, and all sorts of things, just to basically control you and make you feel that they are the people who are in charge of everything, when basically there's so many things we don't know about all the forces that we deal with anyway, even in standard regular life. I mean, are there people who understand in its entirety how string theory works? I don't think there is. Well, essentially, if people don't fully understand that, and they've been studying it since God was a boy, how are we to understand, all of this stuff, if you get my drift? Anyway, let's have a quick look. It's enough of my rambling for today, and let's see what your reading says about your potential next relationship on the basis it's going to come through. Now, if it doesn't come through, I'll tell you that as well. Alright, I'll tell you that as well, straight out, because that's the kind of person I am. But if it does come through, I'll tell you. But you're very curious about which month it would be. Now, I'm not quite sure why that would be. Why is that month? Why is the month itself of real significance there for you? But let's have a quick look. Okay. I think you're going to be a very lucky little boy. I think you're going to be a very lucky little boy between May and June. Again, that's a very powerful month for some reason for a lot of people. Or at least that's the way it appears in this particular reading. Now, the most important cards you've got for you there are the ones which came through right at the beginning of the reading, which is talking about familiarity of one particular female energy, which makes me feel that there is going to be a return or an attempt of a return from someone you already know. And I don't necessarily think that that's going to be quite what you're looking for, because you want to make sure there's a certain quantity of distance between yourself and that particular individual, just to make sure that everything can be okay for yourself, really. Alright? And then, further on down the line, we've got more female energies, more signs of a person who can possibly be right for yourself. But it's coupled or right next to the Chariot. And the Chariot can speak about two different things. Number one, it can speak about, trials and tribulations, going into war. But it can also speak about victory. And victory can be important, alright, because victory is when you've gone through all the negativity. I get the impression that you've got to deal with a few things inside yourself first, prior to the next relationship actually working out. So maybe taking a more objective stance, maybe letting things go with the flow, alright, not trying to control the situation, and allowing there to be some differences in the relationship, which can be really rather important. But essentially there is this feeling, again, late spring, early summer, that time, you know, when the air feels different, you know, the whole environment feels different. I think that's going to happen for you. I do tend to give pessimistic time frames, so I'm not going to rule out that appearing, you know, sooner for you. But I do feel that there's going to be some kind of positivity there. Okay, Kevin's about to meet someone new. Well done, Kevin. Alright, let's have a quick look and see how that's going to go for you. Still the same method, combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. I hope that's okay. We'll just have a quick look, shall we? We'll do an 8-card relationship reading on this one particular connection. Okay, here we go. Not looking too bad at all. Force between yourself and her, I would say very positive indeed. Haven't you noticed it's all the men asking about their relationships today? It's not all the women asking about their relationships. You know, it can be like that, you know, very variable. Signs on your side of things, going into battle, looking forward to making sure things can happen, and also taking a very practical attitude to this. I think you're going to need to have a bit of give and take with this individual. I do sense them coming along, okay? It does seem like that's going to happen. As far as marriage is concerned, that will be a free will issue once you have reached that level of connectivity. But essentially, can you possibly reach there? Well, communication signs, love signs, affection, victory, it's all there for you. I definitely feel that you've got greater potential. And there are solid love signs in the force between the two of you. Okay, so yourself and this individual, I think you are going to meet up, I think you are going to get together, and there's a possibility of working out really rather well. Now, some people actually say that the Devil card does actually mean marriage, because it speaks about passion, you know, the animal aspects, or like, you know, all that nice stuff working out inside you. And with the combination we've got here, including a sense of more things or extra gain and more romance further on down the line, that could be part of the meaning. But I think it would be worthwhile taking a slightly different message here, namely that there'll be growth and progression, but there'll still be a few things you'll be powerless over. There will be extra benefits from this individual growing bit by bit with yourself and them, but the romance might take a bit longer to sort of like properly and fully manifest itself. So do try and be patient as this relationship gets off the ground. But there are some romantic signs there for you, so essentially it looks quite positive in general. So don't be too worried or alarmed or concerned. Just carry on doing the next right thing. But I think that a bit of patience and perseverance with this one will probably work wonders for you, basically. Okay? A till E. Okay. You said that your sister had this reading a while ago, and the card which had a wolf on it was the one that was relevant to yourself, and that was a bad thing. The only real card which has a wolf or that type of energy or imagery on it from a standard tarot pack would be the Fool card, and that's not necessarily a bad card anyway. I think that both that particular reader and possibly your sister was spinning you a bit of a line just to try and make it so that you would end up doing what you're told, maybe, or just so that they could frighten you a little. Alright, because the Fool essentially speaks of a bit of naivety, but it doesn't necessarily speak of anything of a negative nature. It does depend upon the context, of course, but I would try and be a bit more practical about that. We'll just try and draw just a card, shall we? Just see which one is most relevant to your life right now. Which energy is most relevant to your life, and how that could translate into something for you. Just a second. The card for you right now is the Two of Cups. Speaking of affection, compassion, care for your community, care for yourself and for your family. It's a sign of love and unity. Lakshmi R. Okay, here we go. You're taking an exam and you want to make sure it's going to go okay. So we're looking out for academic signs. So let's see if they come through for you. Bear with me a second, please. Yes. Alright. And this is the third time we've had this card come out today. And there must be a reason for that, because I'm a very good shuffler. I've been doing shuffling for a long period of time, if you get my drift. Isn't that wonderful? It's just what you need right now. Very strong mercurial signs. Mercury is to do with science, art, study, university, college, getting your knowledge together and bringing yourself together bit by bit. You want to know about your longer term career? We couldn't say much better than that. The Four of Coins, in that particular case, is speaking about being protected. Now, if you're going through studies at the moment, this could be a good foundation of ways of thinking which can carry yourself within your career further forward. So essentially the finances will start working themselves out as well. I would say that this is a very positive reading for you, and I would look forward to your future. I would really be excited right now. Do the exam, enjoy it, and just do the best you can. Obviously, a bit of cramming the previous night will probably not go amiss. We all need to do that, and there's a good feeling about this. Okay, Isis, you want me to have a quick look to see whether you'll find a housekeeping job for you not too far down the line from now. Let's just have a quick look and see what the reading is saying about that at the moment. Still using a traditional combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. I hope that's okay. Right. So essentially, work or financial signs would be the typical ones you're looking for. They haven't come out here. But have they answered your question? The Lover's card deals with responsibility and being given more responsibility. When you're looking for work, you got some good responsibilities on you in order to try and do what is right. But you don't have the responsibilities given to you by somebody else to make sure you're in service in a particular job. But this reading is suggesting that kind of time of responsibility is going to come your way. So that can't be too far away. Maybe you need to do more applications. Maybe you need to keep your name out there more. But you're doing something right now which is going to help to move you further forward. And as a result of that, I think that you've got great opportunities here. Okay, Chris A, yours is going to be the last reading of today. Let's have a quick look. There's still a few more out there, but don't worry, they'll carry on keeping me coming back. Remember, it's nickdutchtarot@gmail.com for those of you who want to have a free reading on the Tarot Show. Okay, Chris, you want to be a martial arts and yoga teacher. I envy you if you've got skills in that field. I'm not very flexible myself. I really should get back to it. So maybe you should be teaching me sometime. Who knows? But let's see whether you can actually become that particular teacher, that sensei of the ancient Eastern arts. Here we go. It's not looking too bad, but I think you've got a few more challenges to go. Maybe you need to specialise a bit more, because the reading is a bit sort of like hazy and all over the place. Okay, so the victory signs are there right in the middle. That's fine. Okay, Chariot, victory, that can be success and achievement, but success and achievement as a result of difficulties on the way. The Hanged Man can speak about treachery or people disagreeing with you and trying to get in your way. So you need to be assertive, but not necessarily aggressive. The Universe again speaks about achieving your goals, but also a question of having learned something on the way. So you've got the goals, but just like the ancient Chinese expression, chase two rabbits, catch neither. Alright, maybe you need to be a little more focused. I don't know. That's up to you and how you choose to play it. But there is a struggle, but there is some success coming. So you can do it though, because the fire signs are there for you, and that means your own personal energy is going to achieve it. Okay, that's all for now. If you want to have your reading included in the Tarot Show, send it through by email to nickdutchtarot@gmail.com. Remember, a tarot reading is legally regarded as being an entertainment service for good common sense reasons. I am not the person to do all the thinking for all of you, or any of you. You are the final decision maker in your life, and no reader should take that away from you under any circumstances. If you need me again, you know where I am. I'm available for commercial readings in the early mornings USA time via keen.com, and I'm also available on Live Person and Kasamba, which is also part of Live Person type thing. And what else? That'll be all for now, basically. Okay, just keep your requests coming in, and I will deal with them one by one. God bless.